Protests against the national anthem aren't just going on in the NFL. Just this past weekend, a 25-person team of Pee-wee football players in St. Louis, all 8 years old or younger, kneeled and faced away from the American flag during the national anthem. It's one of those stories that you may have sort of noticed, but it raises some pretty interesting questions about America today. First and most obviously, there's no way these 8-year-olds decided to do this by themselves. 8-year-olds are not that political. So who is using them to make a political statement like that? Adults. And that's, of course, wrong, just like those videos of kids swearing at Donald Trump were wrong. Really keep the kids out of it. What message are the adults sending, by the way? They aren't actually saying anything specific about police brutality or any other issue. These kids are being used to attack a symbol of the country itself. The point they're making, or the adults behind all this are making, is that America is illegitimate. And if that's what they're learning when they grow up, why will they care about this country, about defending it in war, for example, or paying taxes or following the law? Why would you do any of those things if the country is illegitimate? And what does that mean for our future? These kids are the future, just like those loopy college kids you see on the show once in a while. What's this country going to be like in 30 years when they're in control and have been taught all this nonsense? It's terrifying. Freddie Mitchell once played for the Philadelphia Eagles. He joins us tonight. Freddie, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks, Tuck. It's good to be here.
Thank you. So just to be clear, it goes without saying that I think any American citizen has a right to protest his government. So, I mean,
right.
I'm sure you can say it, and I agree with you 100%. If you've got a problem with a specific case of what you think is police brutality, I'm all ears. I think most people are. But these kids weren't being told by their adults to make that case. They were told to basically attack a symbol of the United States itself. And I don't know why you would ever tell kids to do that. Why would you?
Well, you know, the thing about it is you see and you ask with these guys, why are you standing? Why are you kneeling?
Right.
And the oppression that African Americans and other color races are getting in America, it's bad. And
right.
America, I think, it can be great again if you stop the racial profiling, if you stop a lot of things that's happening in America and really stand for it. We can both stand now.
It just seems like an overstatement. And I understand people are upset about specific cases where people are killed by the police.
But, Tucker, you can never understand. You can never understand because
well, actually, I can understand because I am an American. Okay, whatever.
Tucker,
I'm an American. Hey, slow down.
You can
I'm an American,
me,
and I have the. Don't pull that crap on me. I'm telling you, I understand that some things are upsetting.
You can understand that, but I live it, though. And that's the problem that they're having. These kids, they live this. Their parents go to them, letting them understand what's going on in America today. They live this life, even though they're 8 years old.
Look, okay, they have a right to be upset about that or whatever else they want to be upset about, but they're making a statement, and you just said it, that the country itself is rotten. And if that's true, then why are millions of people from around the world, including Africa, trying to get here right now? It just seems like stupid and decadent to tell little kids the country's rotten.
First of all, I'm not saying all the country is rotten. If you go and you look at Charleston and everything else, there are black, there are whites, and there's all kinds of races fighting for freedom and equality. You know, it's not just the whole country.
You're right.
So don't
You're exactly right.
So don't pin it. But you said the whole country. It's not the whole country.
Then why are you mocking the look? Why not just get? Why not get specific and say I'm mad about it? Why attack the flag? Why attack the flag? That's the point I'm saying. It's a symbolic attack on the country. What else is it?
Well, I don't think it's a symbolic attack on the country. I think that it's bringing awareness to what this country is doing, and then they're not, they're not stating what they are. It's basically fake news.
Okay, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that, but let's go back to a question. It's a sincere question that I asked a minute ago.
Yes, sir.
The country's got problems. I wouldn't deny it. We do a whole show on it every night. But around the world, people of different languages, cultures, races want to come here. If this country is so unwelcoming to non-white people, then why are all these people trying to get here who are non-white?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, because you sell the American dream. Everybody thinks it's the American dream. That's what you sell. I mean, that's what it is. And
what do you mean
but
you sell?
if you ask,
I don't understand. You mean I'm selling it, or who's selling it?
Well, everybody in America sells that this is such a great place to be. I mean, that's just an American dream. That's a phrase. Being brought up in all these racial things, tensions and stuff like that. It's hard. It's hard to live here, and I don't think millions and millions of people want to stay where they're at too.
Okay, so would you say to immigrants moving here from Ghana or Ethiopia, and there are a ton here in D.C., would you say don't come here?
America's a great place. I say if you can get here legally, come here. It's a great place.
Why would they want to come here? You just said it's a really tough place to live.
But understand, it's not just colored people. You know, you have Russians, you have a lot of people that want to be here. You know,
I agree. But I'm just saying. Look,
but know what you're getting into, because I mean it's racial profiling. I remember a movie that I was watching. It was a Walking While Black. If you're an African American, understand that you're going to be oppressed.
Okay. Do you think the Africans who come here will be oppressed too?
Absolutely. It's racial profiling.
Then why do they keep coming here? I'm just confused.
You would have to ask them. You would have to ask them. But I mean, I'm not saying I love my country. I love America. I love the veterans that fought for my freedom and for me to be able to have this freedom of speech. But at the end of the day, there is something that needs to be done with all this racial inequality.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are lots of things to improve about the country. I think that's one of them. But when you turn your back on the flag, in effect, give the finger to the flag. What do you think the veterans you claim to love so much think of that?
Who's giving the finger to the flag?
You turn your back on the flag. What's the point of that?
That could symbolize a lot of things. That could symbolize that they feel that America has turned their back to them. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this group, but down there in them wards and parishes, Louisiana is real, and it have a lot of shootings and a lot of racial profiling that's happened there.
All right, Freddie, thanks a lot for joining us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.